A 79-year-old woman by the name of Annie is said to be the first person in the country to get the COVID-19 vaccine today. She's a grandmother of 10. She's from the Liberties area of the city, and she will be administered the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine at St James's Hospital later today, somewhere after 1:30. For more on that, I'm joined by the chair of the COVID vaccine taskforce, Professor Brian MaCraith. Good morning, Brian. Happy New Year to you.
Good morning, Mark. Happy New Year to you too, and thanks for having me on.
Not at all. Thank you for taking the time at this holiday period, although I don't know that any of you have had any holidays or break over the last couple of weeks and months.
None whatsoever, but that's no problem.
Right. Can you tell us any more about Annie? I understand confidentiality is an issue at this stage. She's 79 years of age. She's a grandmother of 10. The reason she's in category 1 for receiving it?
Well, I mean, Category 1 is for people over 65 and older in long-term care facilities now. So there is a long-term care facility in St James's Hospital. So Annie has been chosen because it's the number one cohort that was prioritised by government, but also she will be vaccinated along with frontline healthcare workers as well. But I think Annie's is a great story. As you have most of the details already. Born in Christchurch, grew up in the Liberties. She's been in hospital for a number of weeks, and sadly her husband passed away 4 weeks before her admission. But she's 10 grandchildren, and one of whom actually works in the ICU department in St James's, which is a nice turn to it as well. And I'm told, now I haven't spoken to her myself yet, but Annie is delighted to be getting the vaccine and feels very, very privileged to be the very first person in Ireland to receive the vaccine. So, Look, it's a great story, and I think it's so important that those that really suffered most from the COVID-19 pandemic are, prioritised here. So frontline healthcare workers and older adults, I think that's...
Okay, Brian, can we turn to the numbers? How many people are going to get the vaccine today?
Well, we've gone out to 4 acute hospitals, so St James's, Beaumont, Cork University Hospital and University Hospital Galway. Each of those got approximately 500 doses, or they're being delivered today to the hospital. So over the coming days, we will ramp up those. So that's about 2,000 doses over the coming days. This is really on advice from the NIAC, the National Immunisation Advisory Committee, to start in very well-controlled surroundings in hospitals. But from next week, we start ramping up, staying in those hospitals, but also building out into the almost 600 nursing homes across the country, 589 of those.
Okay, how many actual doses of the Pfizer vaccine are in Ireland? How many do we have?
Give you exactly 9750. So these come in very unimpressive boxes, and inside each shipper box there's 5 trays, and unfortunately they just look like 10-inch pizza boxes in size.
Yeah. So that's 9,750.
Yep.
Okay. Just again, I don't want to be picky about this, but this is you get a double dose of this, right? So in actual fact, you'll be rolling out 5,000 doses, because obviously you have to keep the other 5,000. You have to keep half of that. So, in other words, 5,000 people are going to get vaccinated this week. That's going to happen pretty quickly, isn't it?
No, 5,000 won't. No, we ramp up slowly this week. This is very deliberate and on clinical advice, but the ramp up will happen very quickly over the coming weeks. So it's a principle of what we're doing, Mark, as well, that we won't be holding vaccines back. I mean, we will not be allowing vaccine to build up in our freezers. We'll use them as quickly as we can get them. So looking at this over the monthly periods, you'll see that we ramp up very quickly to use all the vaccines as they come available. In the initial weeks, until we get actually reassurance of the regularity of delivery and supply, we will hold back to 50%.
Okay.
But once we get great assurance that they are coming as predicted to us, we can actually take the foot off that pedal and actually open up the full amount going out on a weekly basis.
Okay, when are you expecting the next delivery, Brian?
Believe it or not, there's a second delivery arriving today. So that
and is that 10,000 as well, or is it more?
No, it's another 30,000. So approximately we'd be getting just over 40,000 per week throughout the weeks of January and into February.